Alright, I've had a few requests for a showcase of what I'm using for my media files on a television in a living room, like a normal person. However, unlike a normal person, I'm not satisfied with just having a regular Blu-ray or DVD player hooked up to a television, so I am using a media PC or media center PC. And rather than using a full-blown computer, I decided to be cheap and just use a recycled unit. So this actually used to be a PFsense router at a customer's location. However, the hard drive died, the fan and the power supply died, and a couple other things that were plugged into it died. So it got taken off the shelf, replaced with something else. And I thought, well, maybe I can fix it up and use it for a fun project sometime that doesn't really matter if it fails. And I thought, well, why not use it for this? So what this actually is a computer case, but it's not a regular computer case. As you can see, it's much smaller. It has a built-in special power supply. And it's got a power button here, a reset button. You can put an optical drive in here, like a Blu-ray or DVD drive. I don't have that in here. I suppose I could put one in. I have one in my computer, my desktop computer. It does have this, which is supposed to be for hot swappable hard drives. I just have one regular computer hard drive in here. This is a used hard drive that I had lying around. And it's got another slot here with a couple of USB slots. I suppose you could put something in there, and a couple of headphone ports. Again, this is meant to be just like a regular computer except smaller. Of course, I'm not using it for that. And some vents on either side. Go around to the back here. Really the first thing you're going to notice is this awesome cooling unit up here. When the fan died on the power supply, I thought, well, I'll just order a replacement fan. So I took some measurements, went online, only found one place on Amazon that had that exact size of fan. So I ordered it, it got here, and I found out, oh, it's got the wrong voltage. So that's not going to work, and I couldn't find anything else that would work. So I removed the fan, I took a Dremel to the case, and just strapped an 80mm case fan that I had lying around to the top of it with a couple of screws. Does it work? Yes. Is it pretty? No. But it does work, especially just for what I need it to do. So this is the back of the power supply unit here. This is a dual port Ethernet card that was in there when it was being a router for me at a customer's location. You got regular computer stuff here. It has two HDMI ports. Of course, I only used one plugged into a TV. These USB 3 ports don't work. I'm not sure why. They might have died when the other stuff died. It has a wireless card here. There's a couple of spots here for antennas, but the wireless card doesn't work. So I'm not sure what's going on there either. These regular USB 2 ports do work though, so I use those for various things. Again, just a couple more vents on the other side. So I have a version of Linux installed on here that I can't remember the name of for the life of me. It's called Kodi. So I have a version of Linux installed on here called Kodi. It used to be called XBMC. And Kodi will play just about any kind of media file you can imagine. If you have a converted version of iTunes videos, you can play that. If you have ripped DVDs and Blu-rays, which I have several on my hard drive on this computer, it'll play that. It'll play iTunes music. It'll play just about any kind of media file you want. And that's what I use for that. For a controller, I use this. It is an Eclipse something. It's another one of those off-brand, no-name brand electronics companies. It's a regular computer keyboard, and then it has this over here. So this is left-click and right-click, and then it has a little ball mouse on it here. This is supposed to be a touchpad that displays media controls and such, but it usually doesn't work. So I just ignore that. You can navigate around Kodi or Windows or whatever you install on this machine using the keyboard and mouse well enough, so you don't need to bother with that. There's a power switch on the back, and it's wireless, so you just plug the little dongle into the front or the back of the computer. Usually use the front. You get better wireless reception that way, and away you go. So that's what I'm using for a media solution.